Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for joining. Today we are going to be teaching you how to create this flare gown with a petals and a stripe across the shoulder to the gown length and a inside pocket. So if you are interested in learning this, stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe at the end of the video. So to get started, you are going to be needing 3 yards of African print fabric for the style. This is a short flare gown. So you are going to fold your fabric into two first, like so, and from the folded part you are going to be bringing it like so. You can see we have a open part and a folded part, so you are going to fold it in a triangular form like so. So you're going to fold it in a bias form like so. So I'm arranging my fabric so that everything will align together, as you can see. So this is how you're going to also fold your fabric for this style. So the next thing to do now is to divide my bust circumference. So I'm going to be dividing my bust circumference by 4, and I will also add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance and ease allowance. So whatever I have there, I'm going to be taking it. You can see the way I'm placing my tape rule. So I will take it, I will rule it across with my chalk like so. Then from there I will go from the edge. I'm going to mark my chest line from the edge. So I'm going to first of all mark my chest line, or you can as well go up from the point that you have your bust circumference. You can go up by 5 inches. So after going up by 5 inches, so I'm just trying to make the line straight there. So make the line straight, and if you want the front of your dress to be sweetheart or to be curvy, you can as well go down by half inches from the folded part. We have the folded part. So, and then from the chest line that I mark, I come in by 5 inches. Then from that 5 inches I mark inward, like I marked it towards the open part, not the folded part. Then I'm going to curve it into my bust point like so. So that is my armhole line. Then the next thing to do now is to take my dress length. So for my gown length, I'll be using length 38. Then I will add extra 1 inches for hemming allowance. So I placed my tape rule from the 5 inches we removed from the upper part. Then I'm taking my gown length from there. Now I'm having 39 inches across the dress like so. So you're going to be placing your tape rule the way I'm placing it on my fabric to get the length of the flare. So please don't make sure you are on that 5 inches point when marking the length, so that the length will be even. That's what you do when you're cutting your flare dress or skirt or any kind of flare you are cutting. So after marking the length, I'm going to be cutting it out. And don't forget, I tell you that you can as well go in from the neckline with half an inches and slanted, but I prefer it to be straight like that. So I'm going to be opening the folded side now. Then I'll cut out the length of the gown. If you have watched my video to this point, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So after cutting it, I'm going to be taking my pocket length. So I'll mark my half length and I'll mark the length of the pocket that I'm using 7 there. So I'm going to notch it so it will be easy for me to attach my pocket. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to cut my pockets out. So I've already drawn it out and I'm just cutting them out now. So if you want to learn how to make this type of pocket, you can as well tell me in the comment section, so I'll make a proper video of how to achieve that type of pocket. So next thing now, I'm going to be using a bias to turn the armhole to the neckline like so. So I'm using the cloth to turn it. If you have a bias, you can as well use it, and you can as well use a facing too. So this is the stripe we are going to be using. The stripe I cut out a width of 4 inches. Then the length, to get the length, remember we took 5 inches upward, so we are going to that 5 inches, we are going to I'm going to multiply it into 2, and that is 10 inches. So we are also from that 10 inches, I'm going to measure the length of the gown. So what I have there, everything total is 40 inches. So that is the length of the stripe I have here. So the next thing now, I'll take my strap to my sewing machine and sew it like so. And I won't close the edge, the two edge, I won't be closing it. I'll just sew it together like so, and I'll bring it back. So before that, let us draw our petals out. So to get this particular type of petals you are seeing on your screen, you're going to be needing, you are going to be folding your paper into two like so, and the length I will be using is 6 inches. So from that 6 inches, I'm going to divide it into two. So I'm going to mark the midpoint there, and from the down part, I will be marking 2.5 inches. So and from that center, I will be marking 2.25. So I'll mark it up and I'll connect it with my curve ruler like so, because I don't want that part to just be straight. So that is the essence of marking the midpoint. So from there, I'll just use my free hand to connect it to the shape I want. So you can see that's how easy to achieve your petal shape. So you can as well, if you want it bigger than this, you can as well add your ome. So I've already cut it out on my fabric like so, and for my rope I've already went ahead to join it. And before turning it, I'm going to show you how to achieve, or I'm going to take it over to my ironing table now, and first of all press it down so it will lay flat, so that the point that we join is going to be laying at the middle. You understand? So I'm using my stove iron to press it down because there's no light for now. So that's why I'm using the alternative iron. So I'm just going to take my time to press this down. So take your time when you're doing this. Take your time to press it down very well. So after doing that, the next thing to do now is to, from the middle point, now from the two side, I'm going to come up by 1 inches. So I'm going to mark 1 inches there on both sides. Then after marking that on both sides, I'll be connecting it to the middle. Also, I'll be connecting it to the seam allowance there at the middle, like a V shape like so. So I later think the 1 inches is too short, so I increase it by half inches from both sides again, and I connect it to meet the mid part. So I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine now to run a stitch across the area that I mark, and I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the second one. I've done that and I've already pressed it down. So I'm going to take my dress, the back of my dress now, and I'll be using the stripe I cut out for the turning of the armhole and the neckline. So before turning it, I'll place the stripe to my upper part like so. Then I'm going to use my bias to turn it inward. And if you also, you can also use a facing for this as well. So I'm going to do that and bring it back to show you. So I'm done attaching the facing it to it now, and this is what the back is looking like. So I'm going to bring the front side now and also place it with it, so wrong face facing each other like so. So this is the front part you are seeing up at the up. So I'm going to be marking the length of my shoulder. Remember that we took up 5 inches from the shoulder, so we are going to multiply that by 2, and we have 10 like so. So I'm going to be placing it at my shoulder line like so. So I'm going to be running a stitches across like the part like so, and I'm going to do it for the second side too. So I'm going to mark the length of 10 inches, then I'll stitch it on my chest line, like I'm illustrating. So I'll take it over to my sewing machine now to do that, and I'll bring it back to show you. So this is what it's going to look like after I'm done doing it. For my petals, I've turned it and iron it out, and I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now to join it like you see me doing. So after that, this is what we have. So I'm going to use my hand needle to be joining it, to be attaching it together like so. So this is what you are going to have if you use your hand needle to stitch it together. So I'm done with everything now. I've attached the front bed to it, and the next thing to do now is to turn it right facing each other like so. I went ahead to attach my pocket side to it, so I'm just going to run a stitch of 1 inches now across the side. So I'll place it like so and run my stitches across through the pocket side and continue the stitch to the hemline. And this is the final look. I have a flower design, so I'm going to use my candle gum to gum it to cover the rough stitch on the petals, and as well I'm going to be using the candle gum to attach it to the place I place the petals. I hope you understand. So this is the final look. Thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.